Neetu from Baltimore.
Hare Krishna, Neetu Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru and Gauranga ki jai. Thank you, Mataji, for joining every day and giving a wonderful and beautiful association each and every day. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna, Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna, Shivani Mataji, and pranam to you and all Vaishnava. Srila Prabhupada, Srila Gurudev ki jai, Vrinda.
Hare Krishna, Vrinda Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru and Gauranga ki jai. Thank you, Mataji, for joining every day and giving your beautiful association, wonderful association, and your beautiful chanting. Hare Krishna, Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandvat Pranam. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Shri Guru and Gauranga and all the assembled devotees. Yashamati from Chicago.
Hare Krishna, Yashomati Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru and Gauranga ki jai. Thank you, Mataji, for joining every day and giving a wonderful and beautiful association. Hare Krishna, Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna, Hari Bol.
Is there anybody else who would like to announce their name? Mataji, will you be starting the recording?
Yes, Mataji, I will start. Sorry for taking a few minutes here.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. I welcome you all to Bhakti Sangha Japa conference call for this mid-morning session. I would like to share a quote by Srila Prabhupada ji. If we say that our spiritual master is Krishna, then the conclusion is that if we become spiritual master someday, then we will also become Krishna. Please try to understand how dangerous this kind of reasoning is. Calcutta, September 21st, 1970. Once again, I welcome you all to Bhakti Sangha Japa conference call for this mid-morning session. We are very fortunate to have His Grace Jivana Gaurahari Prabhuji. Prabhuji will be enlightening us on Adi Khanda chapter 12, verses 99 to 104. Hare Krishna, please accept my humble obeisances. Jivana Gaurahari Prabhuji, thank you so much for giving us your valuable time and wonderful association this morning. We're very honored to have you on the call. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru and Gauranga ki jai. Please take over the call, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Shivani Mataji. Jaya Jaya Sri Caitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chanda Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Sri Caitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chanda Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Sri Caitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chanda Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, welcome all the devotees, especially today being Ekadasi. Every day hearing about the glories of Lord Caitanya is very potent, and especially on Ekadasi, the potency is still very high. So today we'll be hearing about the pastimes of Lord Caitanya roaming in Navadvip, like how Krishna was roaming in Mathura. Srimad Bhagavatam vividly describes about how the residents of Mathura, they were seeing Krishna. Once he was taken by Akrura on the order of Kamsa. After killing Kamsa, Krishna was roaming in Mathura, and all the residents of Mathura, they were attracted not only by the bodily beauty of Lord Krishna, but by all of his transcendental qualities. So similarly, here Vrindavan Das Thakur mentions how Lord Caitanya, he is the darling of Navadvip. So he was wandering here and there. The prime purpose of Lord Caitanya descending into this material world is to give Krishna Prem. So we will be seeing the verses on that. Adi Leela, Adi Khanda, first 12th chapter, 99th verse. Udaya prabodui prahara hoile tabe shishya gona loya ganga stane chole. After teaching at midday, the Lord would take his students for bath in the Ganges. So this was a routine pastime for Nimai Pandit. He started his own school, the Sanskrit school, and with all the aksharas, he would be connecting with Krishna, devotional service, how to love Krishna, how to serve Krishna. So, whatever may be the Sanskrit verses, words, or aksharas, Lord Chaitanya would link everything to Krishna. So, similarly, even when Advaita Acharya was teaching Sanskrit grammar to his students, he is Mahavishnu, he knows everything, but in the pastime, sometime he would be meditating how to connect this verse and akshara to Krishna. And if he didn't get a proper explanation, he would fast on that day. Lord Chaitanya would appear on the dream of Advaita Acharya and he would explain, this is how it has to be connected. So, even now, even if we go to East Bengal, the present day Bangladesh, the Bengali, what they speak, it is all empowered with the love for Krishna, whether it is spoken by Hindus or Muslims, they get benefit. So this was the routine work of Lord Chaitanya, Nimai Pandit. And then after the Gurukul is over, he would take his students for bath in the Ganges. Actually here, it's we can say two things that we can learn why Lord Chaitanya was so eager bathing in the Ganges. The two reasons, there are many reasons, but what we can imbibe from this pastime is that a reciprocation of love, and second one is that hunger for Krishna Prem. Like Krishna, Balaram, all his Gopas, they would bath in the Yamuna. And Krishna Balaram, they would take cows, calves, and bulls to drink water of the Yamuna. So Yamuna was certainly very fortunate. So hankering was also there for river Ganga. I should get that opportunity because not only Krishna, not only Balaram, he took many of his associates, Krishna Balaram, bathing in Yamuna daily, the Gopas and the Gopis. So naturally, in spiritual world also, there is a transcendental competition. And if a devotee does nice service, the other devotees, they glorify, and at the same time, they want to do more devotional service so that they could get the focus and attention of Krishna to please him. So river Ganga was also in the same mood. But the point here is how Lord Chaitanya reciprocated for the desire Ganga Devi imbibed. So the same Krishna and Radharani in combined form appeared. They appeared as Lord Gauranga Mahaprabhu, and they reciprocated. And apart from that, when Lord Chaitanya appeared at Navadip, he made sure that all the residents of Navadip are none other than associates of Mahaprabhu. He ensured that they stood at the Ganges, and Ganga was feeling very happy. Even before his appearance, Mahaprabhu made all his associates, because he appeared only on the eclipse, so it's the duty and the custom that they used to bath in the Ganges. So he reciprocated. We can easily see how the reciprocation between the Lord and the devotees take place. The greatest devotee, Srimati Radharani, the greatest devotee, Ganga, the greatest devotee, Yamuna, Kalindi. And apart from that, the second reason, hunger for Krishna Prem. So Yamuna, she was naturally floating in Krishna Prem because she flows in a liquefied form. And that is also because of the ecstatic love she has for Krishna. So the Ganga, how much hankering she had for Mahaprabhu, that is unexplainable. Ganga Devi, she couldn't control her emotions. the deep devotional sentiments, because Nimai and along with all his associates, they dipped in the Ganges. Ganga jole bihara koriya kotoshana grehe ashi kore prabhu Shri Vishnu pujana. The Lord sported in the waters of the Ganges for some time and then returned home to worship Lord Vishnu. So here, reciprocation of love that we can clearly understand between Mahaprabhu and Ganga. And second one is the hunger for Krishna Prem. So this is the lesson which we have to imbibe, Asha Bandha. Actually, everyone, irrespective of whatever level they are, generally the devotees out of humility think that they are the Kanishta stage. Still, the Asha Bandha, I should get love for Krishna. We are unqualified, but still, the desire to get love for Krishna should be there. Ganga Devi is a pure devotee, but still, she was hankering more and more love of Krishna, of Mahaprabhu. Actually, this hankering of love should be always there, because if hankering for loving Krishna is absent, then naturally it flows into many material objects or even materialistic persons. So it has to be dovetailed in the service of Krishna, being attached to Krishna, being attracted to him, hankering for more service. So Krishna means actually it includes his paraphernalia and also his devotees. So Ganga Devi, she was also in the mood of serving the devotees. She is giving the sweet water. And mostly the residents of Navadip, they were drawing waters from Ganga, and they used it for worshipping the deities in their home. So here actually at Jagannath Mishra, at the home of Sachi Devi, Vishnu was also worshipped. Vishnu is none other than Krishna, the same Vishnu. Gaura Narayan has appeared as Mahaprabhu, but still he worships him. And sometimes there are also pastimes, like in Puri, you can see like pastimes of Shri Radha Kanta. They would come into the campus of Jagannath, and whatever sweet items are prepared and taken from the cooking kitchen to the place, to the Bhoga Bandar, the sweet items, especially the cake, it will get disappeared. So Jagannath, Lord Jagannath, he would appear in the dream of Gajapati king and told that you have to kick out Radhakanta deity from my temple premises, because the precious sweet items are all missing. So it is called as Prema Kalaha. When such quarrel happens between the Lord and the Lord, it is called as Prema Kalaha. Even there will be some fight, argument, quarrel also in the spiritual world, but that is called as Prema Kalaha. But here in the material world, there is a proverb, no? A mob has no mind. They don't know how to act. But in the spiritual world, because the base is the Sthayi Bhava in the sense that they have already established a specific relationship with Krishna. They have a rasa. Rasa means actually Lord should be there, and his expansion or his separated expansion, I mean the jiva, should be there for reciprocation. So here actually he is complete, but still we can see how Lord Krishna and Mahaprabhu, they are hankering for devotees' love. So it is eternal. This competition is going eternally. Krishna loves his devotee eternally, and devotees also love Krishna eternally. Krishna serves his devotee eternally, and the devotees also serve Krishna eternally. There is no one wins in this competition, but the competition goes on eternity. So like that, this is the hope that we can get from the pastimes of Mahaprabhu. For all the hopeless soul, Mahaprabhu has appeared. For all the hopeless conditioned soul in Kali Yuga, Mahaprabhu has appeared to give reciprocation of his love. And if we hanker, Mahaprabhu says, I have appeared only to give them. If you are hankering, you can get more and more. Ashabandha should be always there. Going to the spiritual world, serving Krishna, that has to be meditated, it has to be assimilated. Krishna consciousness means complete absorption. How to be absorbed 24 hours a day, always thinking of Krishna. And now in the spiritual society, we always meditate on the transcendental instruction of the spiritual master. They are also eternal associates of the Lord. So we have to be fully confident that by following the instructions of the spiritual master, we are sure to attain love for Krishna. So here Nimai was giving immense joy, immense bliss to Ganga. And in the spiritual world, walking is dancing. If a person feels joyful or is in a blissful mood, then naturally he starts to dance. So similarly here Ganga, her water tide was constantly coming out of the usual level when Nimai appeared at Navadip, touching the houses of the residents of Navadip. So here Ganga is also dancing. Ganga is dancing, and we also hear that many devotees drown, but whatever it may be, Ganga has appeared from the toe of the lotus feet of Lord Vishnu. And here Mahaprabhu is touching his lotus feet on Ganga. Ganga, the symptom of love exhibited by Ganga Devi is unexplainable. And Narottam Das Thakur mentions that if a person baths in Ganga for 100 times, he gets purified, then actually he gets blessings and mercy of the Lord. But when a person just sees a spiritual master like His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, he gets the benefit of getting bathed in Ganga 100 times. Caitanya Mahaprabhu gave 3 benedictions. Whoever baths in Ganga at Gaur Purnima day, he will get love for Krishna. Whoever drinks or bath at the well of his intimate friend Uddhava, who appeared in Mahaprabhu's pastime as Paramananda Puri, he will get love for Krishna. And he also mentioned that whoever bathes in the sea near to Haridas Thakur, they also get love for Krishna. And after Mahaprabhu took sannyas, when he came from Katwa to Jagannath Puri, Ganga, she was flowing fastly, merging at Ganga Sagar and then again coming to the sea near Haridas Thakur Samadhi, because Mahaprabhu used to bathe there. She was actually hankering for Krishna Prem. She already experienced Krishna Prem for 20 years till Mahaprabhu appeared at Navadip and till he took sannyas. After Mahaprabhu took sannyas and after he went to Jagannath Puri, Ganga Devi didn't think that, oh, I am already floating in love for Krishna. What need is there for me to go to the Bay of Bengal? No, she was constantly flowing in like a raging wind, like a swift movement under the sea, beneath the sea. So actually we have to imbibe this mood, actually how Ganga goes towards the sea. And specifically here it is mentioned that how Ganga want to take darshan, and again she wanted to serve Mahaprabhu at Jagannath Puri. The service attitude, service mood, Ganga Devi was constantly exhibiting. So reciprocation of love and also hankering for Krishna Prem. And in devotional service, one thing which we can realize is that Krishna reciprocates with us every second. That should be our realization. Every second, that should be the realization. He reciprocates. It's only a matter of realization. Even actually, the air which we breathe, it's only the mercy of Krishna. And devotees actually breathe with the Krishna's holy name. And the seeing power, and also the bodily activities, and also the smaranam, everything we can. Krishna is reciprocating. There is no doubt on that. And for pure devotees, they always feel the presence of Krishna. And for them, the spiritual world and material world are both one and the same. And that is actually because at the time even they don't, the concept of liberation is also derided for pure devotees. They don't want even, they don't even aspire to get Sarupya, Samipya, Shashti Mukti. They want to be intimately associated with the Lord, whether it is in the material or the spiritual world, that is insignificant for them. But Lord reciprocates by giving a suitable spiritual body, by putting them in his spiritual planet, and also giving the features of the body similar to him. So here the Ganga, her experience, she actually made a request to Mahaprabhu to come and then bath in her water many hours a day. Mahaprabhu reciprocated by bathing at least 6 hours a day. So we know that even when pure devotees bath in the Ganga, they purify all the sins given out there by the pilgrims. So what to speak of Mahaprabhu bathing in the Ganga? And actually it's only a personal relationship. So removing the sins of the common people, that is nowhere to be noted. The relationship, personal relationship between Ganga and Mahaprabhu, that has to be watched out. And Vrindavan is a land of loving exchange. Whatever pastimes Krishna performs in Vrindavan, the underlying current will be reciprocation of love. Externally, like how Indra poured down waters, heavy torrent of water at Govardhan, but there was reciprocation of love for 7 days. Like Brahma stole the calves and the cowherd boys. Krishna expanded as the cowherd boys and calves, and then he was reciprocating with the residents of Vraja. So here, Ganga too was reciprocated by Mahaprabhu's mercy. Even before his prior appearance, he made sure, even in Krishna Leela, when Krishna appeared at Mathura, no one, the associates of Krishna, they didn't take bath at Yamuna. But Krishna immediately reciprocated that after he appeared, Vasudeva was carrying Krishna, little Krishna in the basket, and then Yamuna Devi touched the lotus feet of Krishna, but not his associate, only Vasudeva, because it was in the midnight. But here, Mahaprabhu, being eclipsed, he made sure that all the residents of Navadip, they were standing in the water of the Ganges, because naturally Ganga has love for Mahaprabhu, means Ganga has naturally love for all the intimate associates of Mahaprabhu. They are not so ordinary person, because they have taken birth at the Chintamani Dham, Navadip, so they are so dear to Ganga Devi. So here in Kali Yuga, the reciprocation is far more higher than Lord Krishna at Navadip. Because the question may arise, the same Krishna has only appeared as Mahaprabhu. So how can we say that Mahaprabhu is more merciful than Krishna? And Mahaprabhu, the term Mahaprabhu perfectly suits Lord Caitanya. Why? Shakti and Shaktiman, when they combine together, they are called as Mahaprabhu. Krishna, actually, when he takes bath in Yamuna, every Yamuna Devi was feeling blissful, but here Mahaprabhu is combination of Krishna and Radharani. Radharani is more merciful than Krishna. So here when Mahaprabhu appears, Radharani, the combination of Radharani is also with Mahaprabhu. So naturally, Sakshat Krishna, but since he has also taken the mood of Srimati Radharani and also the bodily complexion of Srimati Radharani, naturally Mahaprabhu is more merciful than Krishna, though Mahaprabhu is non-different from Krishna. The reciprocation is there. That's why I told it's only a matter of realization. In Kali Yuga, actually, especially all the devotees who are in ISKCON, they are already taking part in the pastimes of Mahaprabhu, because Mahaprabhu only predicted Prithivite Achayata Nagaradi Grama Sarvatra Prachara Hoibe Morana. My holy name will be broadcasted and glorified in all towns and villages. And devotees, they engage in book distribution, Harinam, then preaching. So they are already in the pastimes of Mahaprabhu. So very merciful, very, very reciprocating. So that's we have to realize that actually he is with us. He is with us to take us back to Godhead. That hope should be there, because in Kali Yuga, the conditioned souls, they lose hope. Mahaprabhu has come here only to give hope. So the Gaura Narayan has appeared here. Tulasi re joladiya pradakshina kori, bhojane bashila giya boli hari hari. Then after watering and circumambulating Tulasi, the Lord recited the name of Hari as he sat down to eat. So we all know that Tulasi Devi is expansion of Vrinda Devi. And here, Lord Caitanya is setting an example how to worship Tulasi, because the mercy of the Lord is always there. But to get access, we need the mercy and blessings of Tulasi Devi. There is no doubt on that. So here, Mahaprabhu, he is watering and circumambulating Tulasi. Like watering and circumambulating Tulasi is also considered to be one of the angas of devotional service. Like Rupa Goswami mentions 64 angas of devotional service. Watering and circumambulating is also one core aspect of devotional service. Mahaprabhu illustrated that. Tulasi Devi is a pure devotee. So in that way, we can understand how actually Mahaprabhu is worshipping his pure devotee. And he is also giving us an example that I have descended here to give my mercy, but the password, the access door, come through the mercy of Tulasi Devi. That's why every day morning we have Tulasi Arati and prayers, and all the food we offer to Krishna is through Tulasi Devi. And Tulasi Devi, so glorious, like in Krishna's pastime. And we all know that actually how Krishna is controlled by the love of Srimati Radharani. And Vrinda Devi, she is offering all the vanas to the lotus feet of Srimati Radharani. And realize how intimate are Krishna, Srimati Radharani, Vrinda Devi, and Tulasi Devi. And Tulasi Devi is most pleased when we recite the holy names of the Lord. And when we water and circumambulate, yeah, certainly the sins get removed and the person can easily get liberated. Apart from that, one can also get love for Krishna. So in the pastimes, like Satyabhama, she had a little pride because being brought up from the aristocratic family. So Krishna was sitting in one side, because generally in the temple we all know that when they want to offer some money, food, weight to weight, they will offer it to the Lord. So on one side Krishna was seated, on the other side that Tulab. All the riches were kept, but still Krishna weight was more. Satyabhama was bewildered. All the riches she brought from her father's house, she kept it in the dulab, but still Krishna weight was more. At last, Rukmani Devi kept a small tulasi leaf, and immediately we know that tulasi weight was more. So tulasi and Ganga, they are very, very strong in our devotional progress. Ganga also teaches the holy name, and we also know that how Mahaprabhu gave mercy to Keshava Kashmiri by taking out his false ego on the shore of the Ganges. So that is actually the mercy of Ganga, because his false ego was completely teared off. Then he could realize that Mahaprabhu is the supreme personality of Godhead. So pure devotees, they recommend worship of Tulasi Devi. And wherever we are, when we take bath, when we just utter Ganga, 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 it is tantamount to taking Ganga bath. It's only, again, as I said, it's only a matter of realization. Are we going to lose anything by saying Ganga, Ganga, Ganga? So we are remembering, we are invocating the mercy of Ganga Devi. Tulasi Devi, yeah, in devotee's house, most of the devotees, they have Tulasi altar, they circumambulate, but it is mentioned that even by seeing, touching, remembering, watering, circumambulating, and then sowing the seeds, once the devotional progress becomes very deep, steady, he gets more faith, and the ultimate goal, sadhya, they also get love for Krishna. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur chanted before Tulasi Devi. And Prabhupada says, he emphasizes that when one chants the holy name before Tulasi Devi, he gets hundreds, thousands, and lakhs of benefit. And that's why Prabhupada mentions that in each and every ISKCON center, like in Mayapur, after Mangalarati is over, they keep Tulasi Devi pots. So the devotees, they sit in a round before Tulasi Devi and chant, and that system has to be implemented in every ISKCON temple. This Prabhupada emphasizes in Chaitanya Charitamrita. This should be the standard which every ISKCON center should imbibe. What is the reason? Because actually the level of advancement, because in Kali Yuga, actually we all know that the life is too short. But just by sitting before Tulasi Devi and then chanting the holy name, we have to just focus on hearing the holy name sound. But Tulasi Devi is so potent that our speed of advancement in devotional life, she makes swifter and swifter. So glorious. Lakshmi Dena Annakana Vaikuntera Pati Nayana Variya Deke Ai Punyavati. Lakshmi served rice and the Lord of Vaikuntha ate. The pious mother Sachi watched to her full satisfaction. Sri Devi, Bhudevi for Narayan. And then Rukmani Satyabhama for Krishna. Lakshmi Priya and Vishnu Priya for Mahaprabhu. So they all appeared here only for service. Service is the only thing which a devotee has to imbibe, because generally the material conception is that everyone works, everyone does business, and after a certain period of time they want to retire, because due to the bodily concept of life, because the body becomes tired. But here the eternal function of the soul is always service to Krishna. They never get tired. Yeah, there is some transcendental tiredness for the pastimes of the Lord, and also the devotee to continue. But that is in no way to be compared with the tiredness, hunger, thirst one exhibits in the material world. So here, the Lord of Vaikuntha ate. So sometimes we may think that whether Lord needs food. So he accepts love of his pure devotee, because it is served, cooked by Lakshmi Devi and offered out of pure love. he accepts it. Jagannath accepts a lot of unlimited offering. He is hunger for devotees' love, not for the food. So here, Sachi Devi watched to her full satisfaction. Generally, in the material world, when the son and daughter-in-law, when they are close, intimate, that is generally not digestible for the mother-in-law. But here, Sachi Devi, she watched to her full satisfaction. Actually, her satisfaction is her son Nimai should be served nicely. Lakshmi Devi was doing that service, so we can understand that there is not even a small tinge of envy, jealousness in the spiritual world or with the intimate associates of Lord Chaitanya. Generally, here in the material world, people get disgusted because everywhere there is envy. People make plan, I have to buy a big apartment with that. But again, after going there, oh, my neighbor and the person who is diagonally oppositely residing is giving me so many troubles. Many problem comes, whether it is in business or work or within the same family or outside the family. Actually, it only gives us an impetus that actually we should not remain here in the material world. And sometimes even when we come into the devotional path, coming and then living in the society of devotees also, sometimes apparently it may seem, but it should be taken as arrangement of the Lord. He is speeding up our process to go back home, back to Godhead. That's the thing. So here, the Lord is hunger for love, and Lakshmi Devi is serving very nicely to Mahaprabhu. Bhojanantare kori tambula chorvan, shayana korena Lakshmi shevena choran. After finishing his meal, the Lord chewed betel nuts and then lay down while Lakshmi massaged his lotus feet. So we offer betel nut to the Lord, but we don't take it. So in the spiritual world, we all know that the Lord wants to eat along with his friends, especially in Krishna Leela, in Nandagram, where Nanda Baba and Yashoda Devi, they finally resided and settled their residence since there were no asuras coming to attack little Krishna. Krishna, after the cows and the calves are being grazed on the forest, when they come back, Krishna brings all of his friends into his home. So they sit in a row, they sit in the like a round shape, and Mother Yashoda personally feeds like yogurt items, milk sweet items, and many items being prepared from milk. And Krishna actually watches how his associates are all eating. And he used to say to Mother Yashoda, still more, still more, still more. He just, here, Sachi Devi is seeing that mood, how Mahaprabhu is eating and then being intimately served by Lakshmi Devi. But here, Krishna, he orders Yashoda Devi, you should put more sweet to that devotee. And then he used to give a signal to that boy, eat, like that. And after all the devotees, they take prasad. In the spiritual world, actually, there is no offering of mantras, there is no ringing of the bell, there is no chanting. The purpose is they are already at the stage of loving Krishna. So these regulations are for the person who are practicing bhakti. So there is Shraddha Devi simply cooks and then offer to Krishna. She is preparing completely for the pleasure of Krishna. There is no need to offer or ring bell to the deities and then offer back to Krishna. And also, actually, one past time also happened. One elderly sannyasi, spiritual master, with his own personal hand, he was making roti, and then he was giving it to his disciple. The disciple then asked his spiritual master, "Should I offer it to the Lord?" He told, "Oh fool, you are getting directly from the lotus hand of a spiritual master. Eat." That's all. So here we can see that how actually Krishna also reciprocates, because every day evening there will be like evening item given by Yashoda Mai to Krishna's friend. Then all of Krishna's friend, they used to go to their home and then say to their parents, "What a nice prasad prepared by Yashoda Mai." The same milk item, when it is prepared from their own mother's hand, it doesn't look so sweeter. But when it is prepared by Yashoda Mai, they glorify that. So generally, even in the material world, there is a proverb saying that if a person is in one shore and sees the other shore, it looks beautiful. But in the spiritual world, it is not like that. In the spiritual world, every moment they pass with Krishna, the bliss increases more and more, and that's why that hankering will be there. So, Ganga Devi was exhibiting that hankering. The next day, when will I get that sweet from the lotus hand of Mother Yashoda? They used to hanker for that. So serving Krishna means actually serving Krishna's friends also. Yashoda Devi, she was so nicely taking care of Krishna. Now, like we say, like art of parenting, art of parenting. All the concepts of art of parenting comes only from Mother Yashoda. She didn't read any scripture, but she knows well how to take care of Krishna and his friends. So actually, how to serve the deity and how to serve the devotee, everyone has to learn all the intricacy, because the devotional service is full of love. When we advance in devotional service, it means that whoever devotee we meet, we should think that they are personally sent by Guru Krishna to me, and how can I serve them nicely? Because actually only by serving Krishna's devotee we can go to the spiritual world, and it is again only a matter of realization how many devotees Guru Krishna are sending them to us. To serve them nicely, it's only a matter of reciprocation. Because Vaishnava Seva, Mahaprabhu emphasized that Vaishnava Seva is the key aspect. Just by serving Vaishnava, not only all of one's offenses are diminished, but his entrance to the spiritual world is guaranteed. Yeah, certainly holy name is not different from the Lord. Everyone has to get connected with the Supreme Lord, but certainly when one serves Krishna's associates, friends, especially the Vaishnavas, they are sure to get the mercy of the Supreme Lord. So the key aspect is hankering for love and also hankering for service. So here Lakshmi Devi, she is massaging the lotus feet of Mahaprabhu. Kotashana Joga Nidra Prati Drishti Diya Puna Prabhu Choli Lena Pushta Kaloya. After taking some rest, the Lord again went out with his books. So here, Mahaprabhu, he was leading an ideal Grahastha householder. Now, many Grahastha counseling also comes. The core complaint is that husband not able to spend the quality time with the family. So here, the key aspect is that Mahaprabhu, he just used to take rest for half an hour, but Lakshmi Devi was completely satisfied. Just by a few words of Mahaprabhu speaking to Lakshmi Devi, and then spending a few minutes, and then reciprocating love. You have cooked so nicely, because reciprocation should be there. Actually, in the material world, everyone should be taught to speak this one sentence. I mean, for the service, you have done a wonderful service. I love the devotional way and the devotional mood you are performing. So that has to be constantly repeated. It also gives confidence and also faith for the other devotees, because hankering for love means actually in the materialistic world, the society also, everyone wants to be loved. So when we keep on saying, Prabhupada used to say that in the spiritual society, if we love devotees and devotee have the strong feeling that we are being loved, that creates a perfect Vrindavan mood, that creates perfect Navadip mood. So it has to be reciprocated, it has to be said. In devotional service, nothing should be hidden in the heart. It has to be openly expressed. I know actually one devotee Prabhu who used to say, whoever he meets the Prabhu, he used to say, I love you, Prabhuji, for the devotional service you do. He constantly repeats. And Prabhupada says, no, fake it till you do it. So maybe we may not love internally from the core of our heart, but when we keep on uttering, definitely in due course of time, our love to the devotees will become natural. In that way, actually, devotional service means actually loving the devotees. So that also we have to cultivate. This cultivation is very, very essential, because it immediately brings Krishna Mahaprabhu under his control. So generally, I see even in the present day time, Mataji alone will be doing a service in the kitchen, and when spiritual master comes, hundreds of devotees will run behind them. And when hundreds of devotees are present before the spiritual master, one particular Mataji who would have done a lot of hard work services in the kitchen, she would be getting the garlands from the spiritual master. No one would have even told to the spiritual master, but the spiritual master recognizes them. So this is the core mode. Whether we are in the community or being separated, that hankering of love should be there. But at the same time, in Kali Yuga, all that glitters is not gold. So we have to give love, irrespective of whatever position they may be. But at the same time, we should also have some sastric knowledge with whom we should intimately associate. That is also required, because it should not be like all devotees are yokel, and some in the initial stage they may be with some materialistic motivation and mood. We have to give unconditional love to them, but with whom we should intimately associate, that certainly requires some sastric knowledge. So here, Mahaprabhu, when he was in the home, he was reciprocating his love with Sachi Devi and also with Lakshmi Priya. When he goes out, he reciprocates love with the residents of Navadip. That's why the chapter is named as the wandering of the Lord at Navadip. For what purpose he is wandering? Only to reciprocate love. And every day, Mahaprabhu, when he wanders, the hankering of love for the residents of Navadip increase day by day. Will not Nimai come tomorrow to my house? Like even in the Nimai, the two thieves would put Nimai on their shoulder, and Nimai would fondly ask them, Mama, Mama, meaning uncle, uncle, I want that chum chum sweet from that shop. Chum chum sweet, especially in Bengal, superb item, chum chum. Like Rasagolla, Rasamilai, there is one sweet called as chum chum. Sometimes devotees, they used to ask what Mahaprabhu likes. Yeah, certainly sak item, chum chum is very dear to Nimai. He used to, Mama, you should buy a chum chum sweet from the sweet shop and then give it to me. Very wonderful sweet chum chum. Bengali, when you go to Mayapur also, you would have tasted it. So wonderful. So is very dear to Mahaprabhu. So again, he is reciprocating his love with the thieves. You buy that for me. And immediately seeing the bodily beauty of Nimai, they immediately bought Cham Cham sweet and then gave it to him. Mahaprabhu reciprocated. Actually, in Kali Yuga, sometimes just by debate or by invocating the ego, we cannot conquer the heart of others. Mahaprabhu's follower means actually only by love we should conquer the heart of others. Whether the opponent may give love to us or not, that is immaterial. What that matters is that are we able to give love for others? That's all. Mahaprabhu sees that one. So he was wandering throughout the resident of Navadip only to give love for Krishna, whether it may be by the Nama Sankirtan or by personal reciprocation. He goes inside the house, he also makes the mischief, and then he interacts with the devotees. Personal interaction is very, very important in devotional life. Mahaprabhu is very, very expert in interacting with the devotees. So like that, Mahaprabhu, he was wandering constantly throughout Navadip, and the heavenly denizens, they used to come in the spiritual aeroplane to see, oh, this house is fortunate because now see, Mahaprabhu is entering this house. He is coming out. He is going to next house. See how fortunate that house is. Like that, they used to speak from the sky, the heavenly denizens, and that would be full of air traffic. So Mahaprabhu, he then jokes, and then it's naturally Chintamani Dham. Everyone loves Nimai, and then he makes every one of them to chant the holy name, and they were experiencing pure love for Krishna. Mahaprabhu gave pure love for Krishna. Now actually we chant, we do Mangalarati, we do more service, we take many courses. But the ultimate thing is actually to get pure love for Krishna. That's all. Till our material body is there, we have to prolong with our devotional practice and services. But the goal is to love Krishna, to serve Krishna and his dear associates. So here, Nama Sankirtan was very, very prominent at Navadip. So Mahaprabhu means Sakti plus Saktiman. That's why he is called as Mahaprabhu. Whenever Sakti comes, Sakti is more merciful than Saktiman. So since Mahaprabhu is having the mood of Srimati Radharani, Mahaprabhu is more merciful than Krishna. And then everyone, they were drowned and immersed in love for Krishna. They forget the material world, that is Krishna Prem. Everyone forgets that identity, that is Krishna Prem. That's why Sarvopadi Vinirmuktam. Our identity is lost. Identity is lost means not like impersonal Brahmajyoti. Consciousness is fully immersed on the beauty of Nimai and how to serve him. They don't even feel their bodily presence. That's why Prabhupada named this movement International Society for Krishna Consciousness. That's why eyes are created to see only the bodily beauty of Nimai. So like that, Nimai, he was constantly wandering at Navadip, home to home. They were simple home only. Like in Mathura and Dwaraka, opulence is very high. But Navadip, yeah, certainly opulence is very high, but they lived very simply. Actually, those heart being simple, they can get the mercy of Mahaprabhu easily. That is the thing. So Mahaprabhu says that actually I have come here only for this, only to give this renunciation spirit. Happiness is only in renunciation, vairagya. Vairagya Vidya Nijabhakti Yoga. So if you want to get love for Krishna, actually there is no need to put even separate endeavor or effort to get detached from material thing. Just when Nimai comes to their home, they get simply absorbed in the bodily beauty of Nimai, his speech, his bodily movement, his dancing, and how he interacts. They forget themselves. Actually, they become, practically, technically, they are all in Samadhi. Samadhi means full focus meditation on Mahaprabhu. Naturally, all these other things get naturally detached. And this is possible in Kali Yuga only by Nama Sankirtan. That's why actually Nama Sankirtan is the only path. But being absorbed in Nama Sankirtan is the key aspect. How much we are absorbed. Mahaprabhu demonstrates, see my associate, how much they were absorbed in Nama Sankirtan. They completely forgot themselves. They were exhibiting the bodily symptoms. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he used to say that there is certainly difference between the followers of Mahaprabhu in the modern age and also the intimate associates of Mahaprabhu who were contemporary at that time. They were completely immersed. Mahaprabhu demonstrates that. He did Nama Sankirtan, but look at the way how the devotees were completely immersed. Nama Sankirtan means absorption. Krishna consciousness means absorption. So everyone, they want to render service to Mahaprabhu in one way or the other. Mahaprabhu was reciprocating, like how Krishna was walking in the streets of Mathura. He took the services, like from the fruit vendor, from the flower vendor, from the scent, from the cloth, to the laundry wala. He took up the service. So like that Mahaprabhu, he took up the service from Kolavecha Sridhara, getting bananas and also from the fruit vendors, flowers. So Mahaprabhu's Nama Sankirtan is very, very powerful. Powerful for those who are absorbed in it. Especially Srila Prabhupada Dhun Kirtan. When we are absorbed, just hear Prabhupada Kirtan before you sleep. And sometimes devotees also share that even for the 4 hours, 3 hours or 2 hours sleep they have, that Maha Mantra goes on ringing continuously in their mind. So it means absorption. So Mahaprabhu, he demonstrated this Nama Sankirtan, nocturnal pastime at the house of Srivas Pandit. He was actually, that absorption was only with his intimate associate. So those intimates were called at the house of Srivas Thakur. And they could relish that more and more. That's why I said that everyone can chant, but who can relish? Only those who are completely absorbed can relish the holy name. So that opportunity was also given to those intimate associates at the house of Srivas Thakur. So it was like actually Mahaprabhu, when he was wandering in Navadip, actually there was only one news, talk of the town, Mahaprabhu's Nama Sankirtan movement. Not only at the time when he took his party to Chankasi, there was a huge crowd. Generally, when Mahaprabhu does Nama Sankirtan, it would attract a huge crowd. No one knows who came from where. So Mahaprabhu, he was actually completely immersing. And this love for Krishna, Mahaprabhu started to exhibit out of Navadip when he started his South Indian Yatra. So Nama Sankirtan, absorption. Why did associates of Lord Caitanya, they were completely exhibiting the Satvika Bhavas, the 8 types of ecstatic symptoms? Because of the intense absorption they would go to Krishna Leela, their identity, whether they are Gopas or Gopis. That's why this Nama Sankirtan is non-different from the Rasa Leela. Because the associates of Mahaprabhu, we all know that mostly they were like Gopis, Manjaris, like that. So they would go into that. Due to that absorption, though they had a male body, they were completely absorbed in Rasa Leela pastime, and that's why in Kali Yuga, Nama Sankirtan is considered to be the Rasa Leela pastime. Again, it's only absorption. Absorption means simple. Like actually, for chanting, Prabhupada says that like a child cries for mother's attention. If a child, whether it is 3 years, 4 years, 2 years, or 5 years, when we take the child to the shop, the child mind gets completely absorbed in the toys. We may be seeing many things, but the child absorption will go to the toy. So much absorption. If that absorption comes to us, then our life will become successful. So here, the associates of Mahaprabhu, they are demonstrating that, repeatedly saying it's only absorption. Sometimes actually, generally in the people say that actually some negative things comes in the mind. The reason is that if someone does bad, we get so much absorbed in those things that a person who has done bad, it may repeatedly come to our mind and remain in subconscious level. But Nama Sankirtan, we take it lightly, and that's why even when we float in the moment 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, due to non-absorption, so many nice things are happening around us, but it doesn't come repeatedly to our mind. So, what we have to do at this point? So again, actually only absorption, absorption, absorption. So our mind should be like a sponge. Sponge immediately absorbs water. But in Kali Yuga, the mind is like a plastic. Plastic doesn't have the capacity to absorb water. So when we even come into the society of devotees, so many things are happening. Like even 64 Angas of Bhakti in ISKCON temple, when you list it right from the morning from Mangala Arati till Saina Arati, so much Angas of devotional service Prabhupada has provided. If we absorb in that, actually, naturally we can feel that actually we get naturally detached. There is no doubt on that. It is very, very tangible, and certainly that will be exhibited because they don't attend parties, friends, they get disassociated. That natural, because getting away from that taste of friends, parties, that is not so easy thing. But by absorption in holy name, certainly it is possible. Mahaprabhu, he was experiencing that bliss because Mahaprabhu has come to this material world in the mood of Srimati Radharani. Radharani being a devotee, Radharani's absorption is the epitome. So he was completely lost. You can say in the pastimes of Puri, he was completely lost. Actually, the goal is also our material identity should be lost. So, Mahaprabhu is teaching us, I have come to this world only to give love for Krishna. Adosha Dashi. He doesn't find the fault of others. He doesn't discriminate whether he is qualified or unqualified. So we can, in that way, we can say that I am the most qualified because I am the most fallen, most qualified. I don't have any qualification. But somehow or other, even though I am not qualified, I have this greediness, ashabandha, love for Krishna. That is welcome, advisable. So on the shore of the Ganges, so all these pastimes were happening regularly. And whatever pastime Mahaprabhu did, Nityananda Prabhu brought it nicely by his mercy given to Krishnadasa Kaviraja Goswami and also to Vrindavan Das Thakur. Certainly, how can we understand all this transcendental pastime? So blissful, happy. Actually, this is the position which we are all hankering in this material world. For such a devotees, actually, there is no difference whether they are living in this material world or in the spiritual world. So, wandering of Lord Chaitanya, wandering throughout Navadip means actually he is giving the highest love for Krishna, especially the Madhurya Rasa. And that's why Prabhupada says that actually Navadip, especially Mayapur, is a diamond mines. Because this precious jewel we cannot get anywhere else. Only at Mayapur we can get it. So, usually the elderly people, they get attracted to the childish activity. Like that Nimai, he was wandering throughout Navadip. But mostly, since most of his pastime at Navadip were at an younger age, they all developed Vatsalya Bhav. They all are considered Nimai as their own son. Even actually the atheistic people, they loved Nimai. Nimai comes, they would appreciate, oh, Nimai is such a nice, wonderful person. They would speak among themselves, even if atheistic person, they come to see Mahaprabhu. So all these pastimes are only for one thing, like Krishna Leela, like a small trailer, is giving a lesson to the conditioned soul. If you follow the footsteps of the Vrajavasis, you will be also secure, you will be also protected, and you also will get love for Krishna. So Mahaprabhu, he was impregnating, empowering every person with pure love for Krishna. Because actually, like when Krishna descended into this material world, and then he appeared at Mathura, many demigods, they also appeared. So like that here in Navadip also, it was completely opulent because many demigods also, they appeared. So the land of Navadip is called as Chintamani Dham. Like every speck of dust at Vrindavan is impregnated with the lotus feet of Radha and Krishna. Every speck of dust at Navadip is impregnated with the lotus feet of Mahaprabhu, and they are associated. That's why actually wandering in Navadip is a great opulence. The demigods, even if we go for a small trip, 2 days, 3 days, Navadip Mandal Parikrama, the demigods with their vision see all the living entities, including an insect, a rickshawala, a cow, a goat, the pilgrimage, the Damvasi, whether they have taken their birth or just going as a pilgrimage. From their point of view, they could see only the four-handed form of Lord's associate wandering here and there, and they glorify, see how glorious they are. So wandering in Navadip, actually, wandering in Navadip means whether you are going by rickshaw or whether you are cycling or whether you are jogging or whether you are going with your chanting bag. It's actually an opulence in one will get surely love for Krishna. There is no doubt on it. It's a great chapter. Hare Krishna, with this I end. So whatever realization you have, you can share. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dhanavad Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Prabhu, for such a beautiful class and very beautiful slides. Thank you, Prabhu, for many points that you have shared. You were telling that we need to fake until we get to that point. Sometimes I feel doing the fake also is not perfect for me. I mean, I'm not able to act also properly that I'm a devotee. Okay, I have to be a devotee like that. it's getting very difficult sometimes doing that also, Prabhu. Maybe by devotees' mercy and Guru Maharaj's mercy, we can try to be lovable to everyone. So that way later we will get it a spontaneous love for every devotee. Very nice, Prabhu. And also you are telling that parenting is we have to learn from Ma Yashoda. That is very, very nice, Prabhu. So many beautiful points, and the slides are so beautiful, Prabhu. Thank you so much. I think Priti Vilasni Mataji has a question. Please go ahead, Mataji.
Thank you, Vinita Gandharvika Mataji. Yes, Indulekha Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Please accept my humble obeisances, Jai Shri Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Prabhu, for such an absorbing class. It was really, really beautiful with all the slides, and all your beautiful explanation was really very absorbing. So thank you so much for that. I couldn't note down one thing you said was when the deities were having these very transcendental sweet fights between themselves. What is the prema that you mentioned it is called?
It's called as Prema Kalaha, like actually Prema Kalaha. Like Sakshi Gopal and Radhakanta deities, they were within the compound of Jagannath temple, but they were all eating sweets which were taken to Lord Jagannath, and the main items were missing, and there were quarrel between Lord Jagannath and Radhakanta.
So was this
Jagannath and
sorry, Prabhu.
Jagannath is non-different from Krishna, but still they had a quarrel. So that is called as Prema Kalaha.
So the Jagannath was the Mayapur Jagannath deities or the original? I mean the Puri one.
I mean the Puri one.
Puri one. Very nice.
Because sometimes in Kali Yuga, sometimes actually devotees, whenever there is Ishtakoshti, everyone has their own opinion and they would voice that. So actually we should be in a position to see that, oh, this devotee is arguing in such a way, he has so much love for the moment, he has so much love, so he is bringing this point. So we should not have any animosity, but rather we should develop like Prema Kalaha is, this devotee is nicely bringing this point, this devotee is nicely bringing this point, like that. So Prema Kalaha means actually love quarrel fighting in Prema stage.
How nice. Thank you so much, Prabhu. It was so nice to hear. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Any more questions for Prabhuji? Realizations? Please go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavas Pranam. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. What a very, very meditative class, Prabhuji. It was, of course, the parts where I was more attentive was always when you were talking about food. Today being Ekadashi, it was extra difficult. But thank you so much for this wonderful class.
Yeah, today Cham Cham also came into picture. Cham Cham.
And even now, sweet fight. Yes, it was. But thank you for letting us also know that Cham Cham is one of Sriman Mahaprabhu's favorites. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Okay.
Is there anybody having any more questions?
Pancha kalpa taurubhyascha kripa sindhubhyev cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo. Hare Krishna.
Ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, His Jivana Prabhu ki jai. Thank you so much, Prabhu, for such a beautiful class. Very beautiful to you.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji. Koti Koti Dandavat Pranam. Hare Krishna.
Very nice association. Thank you.
Mataji.